Today we will see about the customized locators. So there are typically two types of customized locator. One is what? One is CSS Selector, and the second one is XPath. So forget about the syntax. First of all, let us understand what is the CSS Selector, right? So CSS Selector, we can blindly say that it is one of the customized locators. Okay. So what does it really says? CSS Selector locator, you can it is an acronym for Cascading Style Sheets. So to locate any web element, to identify web element, using the CSS rules. When you want to identify some web element using CSS rule, you go for what? You go for CSS Selector, right? So simply speaking, without even using CSS Selector, you can identify all the web elements by using the basic locators. I'm not denying the fact that all the web elements can be identified by using the basic locators, like you have something like ID, by name, by class name, right? What else you have? You have something like the link text, partial link text, right? And you have what? You have by tag name. So by using all these locators, you are able to identify the web elements. But the CSS selector is coming into the picture when you want to get some flexibility to locate web elements. So when I say about flexibility, if you see ordinary web pages are designed with simple HTML. Okay, you don't see HTML more than 100 or 200 HTML lines. So when you are dealing with very big web pages, like Facebook or Amazon, okay, so the design, the front end design is in such a way that they add a lot of HTML tags. You find a lot of HTML tags, and there will be a lot of HTML elements. There will be a lot of web elements. Okay, so you cannot blindly trust locating this element with the help of basic locators. Sometimes, even though if you try to locate element by ID, there will be a lot of duplicates. You come across many duplicate IDs. So you won't be able to select the exact locator that you want to do, right? For example, if you want to locate element by class name, you will come across many number of class names. So what does it really mean? If you are coming across many number of class names, so you have an option to locate multiple elements in a single shot. But if you want to locate individual element by the help of class name, you cannot apply this. You cannot apply the basic locator. You have to use what? You have to use the CSS selector. Right? Let us see some examples. Okay. So there are 4 ways to locate by using the CSS selector. To understand this better, I'm going to use a typical web page, which is what? HTTPS. So this is a kind of website where you can use it for testing purpose. So let me open this website. Okay, so this is how the website, this is how the web page looks like. The common, very typical UI page. Give me a minute, let me turn off the fan. Okay, I'm back. Let us do the basic things. I want to open the Chrome driver. So I have already opened my Eclipse. So WebDriver WB equal to Chrome driver, right? So this is the this is going to open the Chrome driver. Open the Chrome browser. After opening it, I just want to maximize the window. Okay. Window dot maximize. After maximizing it, I want to open this URL, right? So what I can do, wb dot get method. This get method will accept the URL. So this is the URL that we are going to use. So this is a URL. So we know that, okay, these 3 lines of code will open the Chrome browser, maximize the Chrome browser, and this particular URL will be opened. So this is how we are automating it, right? So after this, what I want to do, I want to understand better about the CSS selector. CSS is nothing but cascading style sheets. Okay, it is a set of rules that is applied to identify typical web elements, right? So there are 4 ways. Okay, the first way is you can use the combination of tag name and the ID. Second way is you can use the combination of tag and the class name. Third way is you can use the combination of tag and the any attribute name you can take. Fourth one is you can also use the combination of tag name, class, and attribute name. First of all, let us understand the first one. I want to identify web element by using these 2 combinations. Okay, you will deal with more than 1 combination. I want to identify element using the first one, which is what it is. We are applying the CSS selector by using these 2 combinations. One is I depend upon the tag name, and also I also depend upon the ID attribute. Okay, so this is how the web page looks like, isn't it? So let me inspect. Okay, after inspecting it, I get the development tools. Okay, I want to let us select this. Okay, I will let us select this search box. Okay, as soon as we select this, this particular HTML tag is getting highlighted. Let me copy the element. Okay, let me copy the element. So we are trying to understand about the CSS selector by using the first one, like by using the first option. First option is you have to extract the tag name from the CSS element. So what is the tag name here? Can you tell me? Input is a tag name, right? Input. Okay, I'm leaving a space and you have to extract the ID. What is the ID that you find here? This one is the ID, isn't it? Yes or no? This one is the ID. Okay. So these are the 2 combinations we have identified, right? What we have to do to place this combination by using the CSS selector, you need to follow this syntax. So this is the tag name. Apply the tag name, right? And place this symbol and place the ID name. Okay, this is the basic CSS selector. This is the first option. This is the first rule of identifying an element by using a CSS selector by using what? The combination of tag and the ID, right? You can simply copy this and go back to the code. Okay, what you can do, you want to do what? You want to identify the web element, right? Web element. Okay. Element, or you're dealing with the search bar, right? Search equal to wb dot find element by dot. So I will be using a CSS selector. Okay, it is accepting a string. You can just paste the value of the tag name and the ID name combination. So in between you will use a symbol, right? So this is going to identify this particular search box. After identifying this, I just want to pass values. Okay, how we can pass a value after locating that element, web element? 10 keys, right? 10 keys. Correct. 10 keys. Let us pass something like 7. Okay, our goal is to understand how to identify element by using CSS selector. After the identification, I just want to pass keys so that we get the confirmation that the element that we are looking for has been identified successfully. Okay, let us run this code. It is running in the background. Eclipse is taking some time to build. Launching. browser, Chrome browser, the URL. Okay, the search store needs to get populated by the value Chennai. It's still loading. Okay, sometimes it takes time, depends upon the network connectivity. Let us wait for some time. Okay, now you see, don't you think that the element has been identified successfully? You are able to pass the value on the required locator web element. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So now you see, so this is the first way of identifying element by using what? By using the CSS selector. And also try to understand that the tag name is always meant to be optional. Okay, the tag name is always meant to be optional. So don't you think that this is the tag name? Input is a tag name, right? So you do not have to, you really do not have to pass the tag name. You can keep it as optional. It is an optional thing. When I say it is an optional thing, I can just remove this. I can do what? I can just remove this. Okay. After removing this, if I run, you get to see the same output. See, are you able to see the same output, right? The tag is an optional thing. The tag name is optional. Optional. But you should get a question here. You should get a doubt here. Instead of locating the element by using the CSS selector, don't you think that we can directly locate element by using the ID? Aren't you getting this question? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, that is the very good question, right? We can identify the element directly. Why we have to break our head by using the CSS selector? Sometimes, okay, I'm talking about what flexibility. Okay, you might be seeing the same ID repeatedly. For example, now the ID is visibly seen in the input tag, right? Tomorrow, if the ID, I mean, in the same HTML page, the same ID will be reflecting in another tag. In order to make sure that you are being very specific, okay, so this combination is just an option. It is just an option. You don't see much difference if you choose ID or if you choose here. You don't see much difference. But the option 2, option 3, option 4 that I have just placed here. 1 minute. Okay, the option 2, option 3, option 4 will give us more sense. Will make us more sense. Okay. So for this option, in future there will be some requirement like if you are identifying a duplicate and if you want to be very specific, or if your goal is to use this only CSS selector for all the locators, this option is flexible. But even though if you just use ID, no issues, it will also locate the same thing. But you will see the basic advantage from the second option. Okay, let us choose this class name. You will identify the exact difference. What we will miss when we try to use the basic locators. Okay, let me command this. Let me command this. So what is the second option says? Second rule says, this is second rule, right? So what is the tag name? So I want to locate the same element. The tag name is what? Input, right? Input. So what is the class name that you see here? You see search box text followed by UI autocomplete input. Okay, there is a space in between, right? You just ignore the space and take the first string content. You just ignore the space. Okay, this space is separating two string contents, right? This is one string content and this is another string content, which is representing two classes indirectly. You just take the first one. Okay, so tag name is input and class name is search box text. How you combine tag and the class together to represent it in the CSS selector? You place the dot in between them. Making sense, everyone? Hello?
Yes, sir.
In future, you might not be having an option to locate an element by ID. You don't see any other basic locators. Okay, But if you want to locate a specific element, you can go for these combinations, because basically the class name is used to locate the multiple web elements. That is what our understanding till now, till today. Okay, but with the CSS selector, you can uniquely identify an element by using the class name. Right? So let us try to execute this. Okay, I'm just copying the same thing, pasting it here. Okay, just pass this over here. Locating element. Tag and the class. Right, so this is also going to fetch us the same result. It's loading, guys. Let's wait. I think my web page, my internet issue. Let's wait. This has to get populated.
Sir, one common doubt. Sir.
Ask me.
సో వీ హ్యావ్ టు అంటే అన్ని బటన్స్ వర్క్ అవుతున్నాయా లేదా అని చెక్ చేయడం ఒక్కటేనా సార్ మన జాబ్?
లేదు. I mean, in the future classes, we will also try to understand. Okay, you operate this. So if I am right clicking here, you see a lot of options here, right? I just right clicked it. You
Yes,
see
sir.
back option, reload option, save as option, print option. So many options are there. We can automate this. So after right clicking it, you can also automate the arrow keys. So I'm just pressing the arrow keys. So the relevant field is getting highlighted here, right? We can operate that.
Yes, sir.
We can also operate. Okay, we can also check. Sometimes there will be some pop-ups, right? We will check whether the pop-ups are coming or not, whether the proper pop-ups are properly enabled or not, whether they are disabled or not. We will also deal with the navigations, going forward, going backward. Okay, lot of action items are there in a web page. It is not only clicking. You will there will be a big form. For in a typical web page like Facebook, you deal with big forms, and there will be drop down options. In the drop down, you get to see a lot of again, you get to see a lot of options. Okay, so you navigate it, right? So you will just check whether the drop down is coming or not, and the fields that is getting populated in the drop down are able to navigate to each and every field or not. So many operations, all the basic operations that you are doing using mouse clicks, and by using the keypad, I mean by using the keyboard. So the manual operations that you are doing, 99% of these manual operations will be automated, can be automated. So this is the basic thing. We are just trying to understand the basic locators. In future classes, you will see the navigation operations as well. For that, we need to get some time. Only if you understand these basic locators, we can advance our understanding. Are you getting Sudhir?
Yes, sir. Basically, every user experience.
Correct.
Full user experience.
Yeah, full user experience. That's why I am giving you new web pages, which is typically used for testing purpose. Just see, now you are able to see. If I just over my mouse here, I'm not doing anything. I just over my mouse here. You see desktop, notepads, software like electronics, camera. We have to automate this also. Okay, the rest case would be like, as soon as the mouse is over on computers, are you able to easily displaying the relevant options below? Right, even this, okay, this is the dynamic thing. See, from time to time you're able to see some changes, right? this screen is
Yes, sir.
changing from, even you have to test this also, everything.
Yes, sir.
We will see that. Okay, and I think this is populated now. Okay, now let's see web element. Okay, I said no tag name, tag name is not the mandatory thing. Okay, you can keep it as optional. You just remove the tag name, still it will work, right? It is working actually. It is taking some time. It will get populated. Okay. We will look into the next example, next rule, which is what, which is tag attribute name. So in the basic locators, don't you think that we were just dealing with the ID attribute, name attribute, or link text, parser link text, right? And class name and tag name. But if you see here, we are also getting an option to deal with any kind of attributes. For example, okay, this is a web element, a complete web element. Okay, tag name is input. Okay, you can choose any attribute here. When I say attribute, so this is an attribute, right? A combination of key and the value. So this is the value. ID is an attribute. Okay, name is an attribute. We know about these three things. Okay, placeholder thing is also an attribute. We have an option in CSS selector to use this attribute also. But don't you think that there is an advantage here? If you're not finding class, if you're not finding ID, if you're not finding name, if you have an option to identify elements by using other attributes, don't you think that is an advantage for us to locate the elements? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So I can use placeholder here, attribute directly here. Okay. How I can combine these two? What is the rule to combine these two? Okay, you have to use the tag name. What is the tag name here? Input is a tag name. Okay, and what is the attribute name here? Placeholder is attribute name, right? What is the attribute value here? Search store is attribute value. Correct. Okay, and just close this. So this is the complete CSS selected by using the combination of tag name and attribute name. But I just said no, you will see the advantages of using this attribute. Now you see how you can locate the element. Same element, I'm trying to locate it. I'm just copying this, just pasting it here. Okay, I just have to place this in the double quotes. Okay, now there is a problem here. Okay, so see, before placing it in the double quotes, okay, you're not seeing any escape characters here, right? The moment I start placing it in the double quotes, stop doing this, let me do. Now you see an escape character is getting added automatically, because
Yes, sir.
there is a double quote. Okay, this is a text within double quotes, and you are placing this text within another double quote. So this double quote should be treated independently, right? So that you can use this escape character. So this is automated. This will apply automatically. Okay, if you don't like to use this as escape character, just use the single quotes. That is also fine. Just separate these two things by using the single quote. Still it would work. I'm sorry, and the previous thing I did not pass keys. That's the reason why I need to send keys. Send keys. Let us say Hyderabad. Right, populated now. Getting this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us see the another one. Okay, the last one, the last option. What is the last option that do we have? The last rule. Okay, this is the last rule. Okay, you can use the combination of tag name, class name, and attribute name to deal with the complex locators. Okay, if you want to identify element which is complex in nature, right, which has many duplicates by design, which is very complex. If you want to make it very flexible, you can go for the fourth attribute. Usually, most of the time you use the third attribute, right? This one you will use most of the time. Okay. If not, you go for the fourth attribute when you find some complexity in identifying the element. Okay, what is the tag name that I can take? Input. What is the class name? Okay, let us take the first one. Always prefer for the first one. Okay, what is attribute name that we want to choose? Let us choose the placeholder. Okay, how can I combine this three? Combine this three. Tag input dot. What is the name of the class? Search box text. Okay, what is attribute name? Placeholder. What is attribute value? Search store. Right. Let's put this. Let's use the same thing here. We just copy this. We'll paste it here. Search store is the value, right? Let's place that in the single quotes. Okay. So search dot send keys. Let's say point. Populated. No? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So these are the four ways. Okay, this is how the CSS selector can be used. So this is useful for the flexibility. So if you want to locate any element with with high efficiency and with more flexibility, you can use these options. And of course, okay, when you get an option to find element by ID or by name, you can prefer that. For sometimes, you know, in a very big web pages, very popular websites, you have to stick to what? You have to stick to the CSS selectors or XPath. There is one more customized locators are there, which is what? Which is the XPath. Okay, I think XPath. So this is the XPath. So we will see this XPath tomorrow. I have a call at 8:45. We will wind up for the day. Okay. Hello.